I'm Tracy Baxter with today's edition of Record Newswatch. It has been a rough week on the Rockland County stretch of the New York State Thruway. This morning, a vehicle crashed into a disabled car, setting off a chain reaction collision involving a tractor-trailer rig and 5 other vehicles. It happened in the southbound lanes at around 7:30 this morning near Sloatsburg exit 15A. The accident forced the shutdown of 2 lanes, backing up rush hour commuter traffic for an estimated 7 miles. One person was sent to Good Samaritan Hospital in Suffern with undisclosed injuries. The multi-vehicle collision happened not far from where a Trailways bus rear-ended a slow-moving tractor-trailer rig near the Ramapo service area. That was back on Tuesday. 8 people were hurt in that collision. Then yesterday, a 20-year-old woman, reportedly a Middletown resident, was killed when her car veered across northbound lanes of the Thruway in Rockland County and slammed into a truck that was parked on the shoulder near exit 15. The identity of the victim had not been released by state police. A new development in a 4-year-old Middletown police shooting case. The Appellate Division of State Supreme Court has overturned the convictions in the case against Raymond Zayas, the Middletown man who fired 5 shots through the door of his Wawayanda Avenue home, wounding police officer Christopher Dolan back in July of 2007. Officers had come to the house to check out a report of a violent domestic incident. His first trial ended in a mistrial. Now, following his second trial, a jury cleared Zayas of attempted murder, but he was convicted on 8 counts, including first-degree assault, and sentenced to 40 years in prison. Now, the appellate court has ordered a new trial for reasons that include the failure of police to properly identify themselves and the judge's treatment of Zayas' attorney. The complete story, including reaction, is coming in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. In Ulster County, police in Kingston are reportedly looking for 2 men following a shots fired incident late last night that left a woman with a gunshot wound to the leg. Residents say at least 7 shots were fired near the Kingston City Library at Furnace and Franklin Street shortly before 11 p.m. A 34-year-old woman was wounded in the leg by one of the rounds while she was getting out of a car. She was being treated at St. Francis Hospital in Poughkeepsie. Police say she was not the intended victim. Officers shut down streets in that area for about 2 hours during their initial investigation and search. There has been no report of any arrests. The director of the Catskill Animal Sanctuary in Saugerties says it's one of the most disturbing cases she has ever seen. Kathy Stevens was talking about the, quote, wretched condition of 14 horses that were brought to the shelter from Saratoga County after their owner was arrested on 19 counts of animal cruelty. Stevens says the emaciated horses are now receiving urgent care at the facility where animals are sent to recover following incidents of cruelty and neglect. The owner of the horses, Ann Arnold, had been cited for animal neglect in the past. Arnold admitted to police that she could not financially or physically care for them. Drivers who travel across the Route 209 bridge over the Neversink River in Cutterbackville will have to get used to one-way traffic. The state DOT is due to start construction work on a new bridge beginning next year. Until then, the existing bridge will remain one lane. Deer Park Town Supervisor Carl Brabenek says the decision to maintain single-lane traffic was made because the bridge is in a deteriorating condition and needed further weight restrictions in order to avoid any additional safety problems. For Monticello police, it was a case of double trouble. Village police have charged twin sisters with felony assault after a 16-year-old girl was attacked with a knife. 28-year-old twins April and Amber Hardenberg were arrested after police responded to a disturbance at Monticello Garden Apartments. That was last night. Now, according to police, a 16-year-old girl suffered cuts to her hand and chest. A 13-year-old girl who had tried to intercede was cut and punched. The Hardenbergs were sent to Sullivan County Jail on $10,000 bail each. And those who have been using the Ice Time Sports Complex in the town of Newburgh will soon be able to lace up their skates once again. The facility had closed back in June, leaving thousands of league and recreational skaters out in the cold. But now comes word that owners of the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie are acquiring the Newburgh complex. One of Ice Time's 2 rinks will be opened initially, with the ice expected to be ready for use by mid-November. Civic Center President Paul Lloyd says reopening Ice Time will help lure more hockey players and skating students back to Orange County. The sun will be shining on all the outdoor events that'll be going on this weekend in our region. Saturday will be partly sunny with the highs around 60 degrees. Sunday will be mostly sunny and continued cool with temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. Keep clicking back here at Record Online to stay on top of breaking news this weekend and get the full stories in the weekend editions of the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.